And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Cheap Ludes, and I am more apathetic than normal for a reason. 2K just absolutely blew my predictions out of the water. I thought this week was going to be a pretty crazy pack release, but my god, yeah, things have taken a little bit of a turn here. They've taken a full 180, to be honest. Like, I really did not expect them to drop this much psychotic heat. If you thought for even a second that this game was, let's just not even say pay to win. Let's say you thought it wasn't pay to win, fine, whatever. If you thought even for a second that people who open packs or buy MT do not have a massive advantage, this set right here will shut you up completely. With that out of the way, man, let's get underway. First card they dropped, 3 p.m. Luka. Invincible Luka. Only Invincible. No Hero Luka, no Challenger Luka. Invincible Luka. Yikes. Just huge yikes. Yeah, this is already bad. I mean, on current gen, it's not the worst thing in the world, but on next gen, yeah, if you match up with this card, you're almost guaranteed to just lose most of the time, to be honest. Like, this is crazy right here. So obviously we got Dark Matter Luka. He's going to be 2 million MT minimum, bare minimum. And all they said was our cover athlete is now an Invincible. Add Luka Magic to your squad tomorrow. Unlikely. Not very many people are going to be adding him to the squad tomorrow, but we'll see. So then they followed it up with this. Oh no, it's Kawhi too. It's also Invincible Kawhi. Don't worry, we're getting both of them. It's a twofer, right? I honestly, at this point in the year, I don't think Kawhi is as overpowered as he is in like the middle part of the year. So like, I don't think this Kawhi isn't going to be as important and as overpowered as like the first Dark Matter Kawhi that we received. I stand firm on that, just because at this point, majority of the shooting guards are either A, bigger, or B, can pretty much do everything Kawhi does. Obviously, they don't have the defensive animation, so unless you're like a top tier player, it's really unnecessary to go grab Kawhi. But that being said, he's still going to be ridiculous. Like, also, I always find it funny that, like, why is the Invincible Kawhi Leonard the Spurs Kawhi Leonard? I feel like it maybe should be the Raptors one, but hey, that's just me. So Kawhi's here too, and you thought they might be done, but no, Invincible Kareem's here too. Yeah, that's fun. I love these little goggles, dude. My man's looking like Cyclops over here. Sick, dude. Milwaukee Cyclops. Awesome. Oh, man. I mean, Kareem, I personally don't think Kareem is that overpowered this year. Some people will disagree for sure. But yeah, this card's going to be different for sure. Like, this is going to be clearly the best center in the game. It's not even going to be remotely close, honestly. And this one is probably going to be, like, the hero version is going to be a slight upgrade on his power within card. That's my prediction anyway. The hero cards have been kind of lackluster on how good they are, which is, I don't necessarily know if it's a good thing. I mean, the cards themselves are cheaper, certainly, but yeah. We got Kareem in the cut here, and I'm assuming he's going to have his power within player build too, which is cool, I guess. I just hate when we have old man Kareem. I really do. So this is about to be an absolute nightmare, dude. Shout out to Kareem for the winning time portrayal. Whoever that guy is, he did a fantastic job. He really killed it. He nailed it as Kareem. Granted, I don't know anything about Kareem as a young person, so maybe he didn't kill it. I don't know. No. See, you thought you were done. You thought we were done here. You're like, wow, that's crazy. Like, we got Kawhi Leonard, Luka, and Kareem. What a set. Oh, it gets worse. MJ is coming through. Don't you worry. He doesn't play point guard, but majority of people don't even play MJ at point guard. I mean, people still do, certainly, but a lot of people play him at shooting guard anyway. And I feel like a lot of people will transition to running MJ at shooting guard so they can use this Invincible MJ, right? The power within MJ is probably going to be the same as the point guard out of position MJ would be my guess. Like, they're going to be very similar, if not outright the exact same card, which is good because that gives an additional, overpowered card for people to use. I don't think he's going to be like 8 million MT or anything, but the Invincible MJ is going to be interesting. And the reason I say that is because people are still going to run the out of position one to run him at point guard. You know what I mean? Now, that being said, don't get it twisted. He's still going to be 1.5 million MT at an absolute minimum, Dude, we didn't even see any of the cards from the actual set. So these are called Unfazed packs, right? They didn't even tease anything from the set. We have no idea what we're getting in the set. They just teased the 4 Invincibles that are going to be in here. By the way, these packs are about to have horrendous odds. Do you want to know why I know they have horrendous odds? Because every time we get a large-scale promo with overpowered Invincibles in it, a la Kobe, the Shaq set with the first Invincible, stuff like that. You know, we've seen terrible odds. Yeah, I got lucky and pulled Giannis, but that was literally 3 years in the making. You know what I mean? 3 times I was trying to pull a go Giannis, didn't get him. So, you know, I was owed that. But this pack, these Unfazed packs are about to be terrible. They're about to be terrible, straight up. Like, I think I said terrible right there, which looking at MJ with his big bald head is real interesting. But I don't know, man. These are about to be really bad. I don't like what's happening here. Now, when it comes to Kawhi, dude, like, what more can they really do? I mean, this card came out in February. That's crazy, dude. That is insane. This card was so overpowered when he came out. I mean, every Kawhi we get, once he starts to be able to play a shooting guard, is overpowered, like, straight up. The beginning early game Kawhis are, like, good, but they're not really overpowered because he usually can't shoot at that point. But once we get, like, a winter time Kawhi Leonard, somewhere between December and like February, that's when Kawhi becomes the best shooting guard in the game pretty much every single year. It's crazy, at least the last 2. I want to say the Kawhi that we got for the moments Kawhi in 2K20, I don't remember if he played shooting guard. He might have played small forward, power forward, but I don't remember. Either way, this Kawhi, I mean, what more can you really do? I mean, this card was already ridiculous. Like, looking at this card with, like, you know, hindsight, this card was basically an invincible card when he came out, you know, but they've done a better job of controlling the badge count. But obviously he's going to have 65 Hoff badges, so I'm not even going to try to predict what badges he's going to have and which ones he's not. I mean, obviously he's going to have Ray Allen on very quick, and I said this yesterday. I was like, look, they dropped Malik Sealy for free. Like, we're definitely getting a Kawhi pretty soon. And yeah, I wasn't wrong. I would assume they changed the Kawhi Leonard dribble style. It's going to be the market change to this card, is he'll have like quick dribble style or whatever. And they'll probably give him Scottie Pippen behind the back instead of Kawhi Leonard behind the back. That would be my guess anyway. I think people like Kawhi Leonard behind the back, but that would be the assumption. Then we got Luka. I mean, this card is legitimately one of the best cards in the game already, so there's not really much to say here. He already had Luka release on very quick. Shifty dribble style. I don't think much changes aside from the fact that they probably give him, if not Trae Young escape, Kobe escape, right? That's probably the main difference. Maybe he gets like Scottie Pippen behind the back, because I think nobody but like big men realistically have been getting this behind the back. I mean, except Mike Miller, but like, do you care? No. Like, no, you don't. So, I mean, the dribble moves and the dunk package are going to be the 2 things that they're going to change for the most part, right? And he'll obviously have better stats and better tendencies, but this card's going to be too expensive for you to afford. Let's just keep it real. Then we got MJ. I mean, MJ was already an invincible card at this point. You know what I mean? Like, outside of passing vision and like a couple of things, like, he was 95 plus in almost everything, you know? I mean, badge-wise, is going to have everything. It doesn't really matter. I mean, his tendencies were already elite. This card was an end-game card when we got him, so it really doesn't matter. And you would think that this card would come down in value a little bit, but I really do not believe that that's going to be the case. I think this card is still going to be expensive for sure. Look at MJ, look. I just looked like a generic YouTube thumbnail. You know, you guys were complaining about my my clickbait in my Spotlight Sim video. Would you rather I put out videos where I'm like holding a controller? Like, would you want that? Do you want that? Because I'll do it. I won't. I can't. I have shame. I can't do that to myself. I'll shame my family. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Ooh. Yeah, I mean, base 21 on very quick is what he already had. So, I mean, he already had the fastest release. We could see him change the release, but I don't think so. The big difference is going to be the dribble styles, for sure. Obviously, he's going to come with all the shooting badges that he needs also. But, I mean, once again, looking at this card, I mean, he had basically 90 in everything except three-point shot, right? Which, that'll be a 99. That's the real difference. He's going to have the shooting badges. I would say Kareem, out of all the cards, is going to have the most differences between his latest released card. Like, for sure. And I mean, that comes with the territory of being a center, you know, especially one that was dropped, you know, back when there was some semblance of like parity between cards, you know. There was like a little bit of power balancing going on. Now, out the window, no power balancing. Now, this is going to make a vast majority of people not grind for Embiid unless, you know, people A, can't afford Kareem, which is going to be a large majority of the player base. B, are absolutely psychotic card collectors that just need to have every card, even though the game's got a month and a half left in its lifespan. Or C, they're not going to grind for it. I don't know, man. I kind of figured something like this was going to happen, just based solely on, us getting Embiid yesterday. So here's a couple shouts, right? And this doesn't have to do with the set that we're receiving tomorrow, by the way. The set's going to be ridiculous. What cards we're going to get, I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. Like, looking back a little bit, like, we've been getting upgraded versions of, like, all these people. These are, like, the Unfazed packs, so I would assume, like, at least a decent portion of them are going to be, like, shooters or, like, quote-unquote clutch guys. I don't know why, but I'm just feeling a Dark Matter Rudy, which would be great. I would love that. I can't say for certain that's going to happen, but it just kind of, I feel it, I really do. I feel it in my soul. Also, I feel like we're due a Terry Dissinger at this point, especially with them releasing a version of Chris Mullin yesterday. That's the exact same as the lock-in. I feel like we're due like a Terry Dissinger. That's also the same as this Terry Dissinger. That's just my theory, my assumption on it. We're going to start getting a lot more of those old reward cards or old lock-in cards that are just like better or the same versions as them in packs for like significantly cheaper. That's like definitely going to happen. Like, I guarantee the power within Kawhi Leonard, I bet any amount of, I was going to say money, but I really don't have that many of it. Soul points, whatever that is, that we get a version of that card that's cheap in packs. That's like a pink diamond in like 3 weeks. I guarantee that's going to happen. No question. I would say there's absolutely no way we don't see that, right? So let's go take a look at the market. My main shout that I wanted to say, though, before we go over there, because I almost forgot, is that I believe that we will be getting a Wilt Chamberlain, okay? And this is going to happen in the next 3 weeks, let's say. We're going to be getting an Invincible Wilt Chamberlain with a different jump shot. My prediction is jump shot 4 or jump shot 17, right? I just feel like this is the year they put out a Wilt with a changed jump shot. I can just feel it in my soul. But anyways, let's check the market. Oh, man. All right, so, like, realistically, like I said, I don't think, wow, there's actually a lot of Lukas up right now. I mean, realistically, though, the people who had this Luka, they either have the amount of MT necessary to pick up the Invincible Luka tomorrow, or they're going to acquire it in the next 24 hours, you know what I mean? So a lot of people don't really care about MT. You're noticing it this year more so than anyone, like any other year, or at least the last two. People really do not care about MT. Like, people do not care about losing MT on cards. Like, they don't care. For the most part, they don't. Because, I mean, buying MT is easier than it's ever been. There's like 1.5 million companies. Like, people don't care. You know what I mean? So you might be able to snag a little deal here. But at the same time, should you do that? Yeah. No, Luka's still going to be a top 5 point guard. That's what's crazy. Also, I just didn't realize how many power within Lukas there were until we got a new Luka and everyone started selling theirs. That's crazy, dude. We got the same hairstyle right now. Respect that. Shout out to Luka, dude. We got the same body type, too. Overweight. Respect, dude. Luka's good, obviously. He's still going to be usable. He's still going to be a top 5 point guard. Top 3, even, to be honest. Like, especially on next gen. On current gen, I would avoid Luka, but, Kareem will be a buyout. Now, if you can get a badged up Kareem, for sure, do it. Like, this is a 40 Hoff badge Kareem. Like, he'll be just fine. You know what I mean? 83 3-pointer. Yeah, he'll be fine. Like, straight up, he will. If you can get that for, like, a buyout price or even slightly lower than that, then certainly, by all means, pull the trigger on that. For sure. Where's MJ? I don't think a lot of people are going to sell MJ just because MJ is such a good point guard this year. I mean, we're definitely seeing a lot of Michael Jordan's up right now, but the question is, if you pick up an MJ for right now, will you be able to sell it back for an increased profit? Possibly, but I'm going to say that that's a big red flag, big risk, because I feel like anyone who's selling their MJ right now already plays him at the 2 guard and is not really worried about MT. So, roll the dice at your own risk, basically. Forgot about Big Giannis. Kind of forgot he existed, to be honest with you. Who else did we get? I forgot who the other card in the set was. I'm already forgetting. This set was too crazy. I already forgot. Oh, yeah, Kawhi. Young Kawhi. Where's Kawhi at? Where's he at? I know he's around here somewhere. Wait, for real, where is he? Am I tripping? Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's actually in the set. I forgot. Yeah, like I said, he's worth picking up, but at the same time, like there's so many good 2 guards and wings right now, and I guarantee they're gonna drop a good 2 guard or a good wing in the set. By the way, there's no way they don't drop at least a semi-competent budget point guard. Like maybe an opal or a pink diamond. That'll be relatively good. Fingers crossed for a dark matter Bob Sura, though I do not believe that's going to be the case. But I wouldn't spend 100K on Kawhi personally. I just feel like there's very many. Is that correct? There's a good amount of really, really good 2 guard options that you can buy for significantly cheaper. Like Kyle Korver, I feel like brings you more than that Kawhi Leonard does, or at least at minimum the same, and he's half the price, if not less. You know what I mean? Siakam is another really, really good 2 guard that you can pick up for really cheap. You know what I mean? So there's options. None of these guys. I mean, Ray Allen's actually pretty good. You can pick him up for like nothing. Joe Johnson's fantastic, and he's a fraction of the price, you know? So there are quite a few options that you can pick up that are going to be a little bit more cost efficient. Now, looking at some other guys, like AK is significantly cheaper. Now, Magic, I guarantee, is a buyout at this point, yeah. I mean, if you can find badged up versions of these guys, especially AK, because every sweat lord in the world had him for like 5 whole minutes, you know? So you can find AK, we've seen that all year. Every single time we get a major promo, people just sell their AKs, and they're still usable. AK will be good until endgame, so it's not really the worst idea to pick him up. He's still very, very competent. Unless we get an Invincible AK, which I think this year, I've been saying it for the past couple weeks. Shout out to Wildmont, me and him be talking about this. This is the year of the like absolutely psychotic Invincibles, right? Like, they're kind of proving me right on this one, and a lot of people right, to be honest, with this drop specifically, because they have 4 of like the highest pack sellers this year dropping in one single set. So 2K, if you don't know, they obviously have an earnings report, right? So they need to increase value and increase profit every single time they do these, which is like roughly every 3 months or whatever, right? So I believe the last quarter ended last month, right? So this is going to be the start of the new one, but they're going to have to increase the profit even more so. And how they're going to do that is by giving just the most random 2K guys Invincible cards, right? That's my theory anyway. So don't be surprised to see like Invincible Murasan, Invincible Dino, Invincible Bol is coming back this year 100%. No fucking question we don't see a Bol at some point in the near future. I'd be willing to say next week. And I'd be willing to say he probably plays shooting guard. Also, it'd be great to see a new Manute. That'd be fantastic. But, you know, as always, let me know what you think of the set down below. It has been your boy Cheap Ludes. Oh, a couple things I wanted to mention here. If you have any of these Sapphire cards that you're not using, definitely want to sell them. Jonathan Isaac is one of them. Jonathan Isaac is really expensive right now. You know, he's about at the 20K range. Roughly 15K at the absolute minimum. You got a couple from 13 and a couple 11 out here, but they won't last. You know what I mean? Sell him while you can. Troy Daniels is going for about 5K. If you have him still, definitely sell him. Simbular is really expensive because he sets effective screens. So you can get about 10K for Simbular at the moment. Going over to the alter ego, Ilgauskas is expensive right now. 12K for that Ilgauskas. This Ilgauskas will bring you roughly around the same. Even Harrison Barnes probably going for 5K. He's going for about 3, but he was going for 900 MT yesterday. You know what I mean? So you can come up off of that. Duncan Robinson, I believe, is pretty expensive at the moment. Yeah, you can get about 10K for Big Dunk over here, which is a good price. Where else has some sapphires? People need sapphires. Cam Reddish going for about 4K, not really great. Giddy's probably not going for anything. He kind of sucks. Was there any in the limited edition that would have been worth anything? I mean, maybe Davion Mitchell is worth something. Yeah, Davion's worth about 6K. Suggs is probably worth a little bit. Oh yeah, Suggs is worth quite a bit. Yeah, he's worth about 10K. I mean, you can make 100K easy off sapphires at the moment. I feel like even Michael Porter Jr. might be worth something. Yeah, this card came out day 1 and you can get about 5K for him. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, all these cards are going for like 3K. That's nuts. They came out literally on the first day. What about Marvin Bagley, dude? Marvin Bagley's going for 6K, dude. Get rid of him. What about Bojan? Bojan's terrible. Yeah, get rid of Bojan at earliest possible convenience. Larry Kanan is going for basically nothing. Danielle Marshall is no way he's going for anything. Yeah, I don't think there's any other sapphires. I think that was the end of the sapphire. Were there any no signature series? Yeah. Other than that, dynamic ratings cards. There's a few of them that are going for a decent amount, so I wanted to spotlight them. Mo Bamba, going for quite a bit because he blocks shots and can shoot and has one single Hoff patch, which is rim protector. So you can get about 10K for him. And then the big one that pretty much everyone's going to be using is Robert Covington. Robert Covington's going also for around 10K. So if you don't plan on doing that challenge, or you want to wait to do that challenge, you can actually make a decent amount of MT selling all these sapphires. Majority of the sapphires people are using are going to be reward cards, but still, it's worthwhile. You know what I mean? As always, been your boy Cheap Loots, ending number 2. And this one's for real, so have a good night. Peace.